felt like I was getting influenced or tempted into certain things. But I'd say that I did remain on the right path just because of how I am. Okay, so I started when I was around 17. This is just like in and out every few months. Didn't really, wasn't really serious with it. So this was, I'd say, probably 2 years in when I actually started seeing significant differences with my physique and how I was growing. Because a lot of people thought that I was using steroids and unnatural. I can only say so much because for it even to make sense, you would have to go and actually experience it firsthand. I can't even begin to explain because you can't explain it. It's just a feeling that you have to experience. I want like an empire where I've inspired people, or I want to inspire people. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'll find a way. But that's all I want to do. I want to help people achieve their goals. And not even just for fitness, just for life in general, man.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Insight with the Podcast Club. Can you tell me who you are, where you're from, and what you do, please?
My name's Shaq Channer. I'm from Birmingham, and I'm an online coach.
Where did you grow up, Shaq?
I grew up in Erdington, Birmingham.
And what was life like growing up in Erdington?
To be fair, I had a good childhood in both different areas that I was living in. So the area that I'm living in now, where I first living, not really much going on. It's a nice part of Erdington, but the other part of Erdington wasn't so nice. So when I was living there, there's a lot of stuff that I seen, went through, experienced, but I still think it was good for me to really kind of see different things. Do you know what I mean?
What's life like in the two different parts? So if you was to give us a day in the life of the one side and a day in the life of the other, how would that look?
So a day where I originally was growing up, where I spent the most time, just a nice day, probably, very like diverse area. Not really much going on. It's just fine. There's nothing really too much going on. But in the other area, people just fighting and a lot of stuff going on. I just seen so much. Fights, people just committing some dumb crimes, and that was just a normal day. Just a normal day around by me. Police would be on the road every other day. Neighbours as well. It's crazy.
Was you tempted by that side of life, or did you always stay on a clear path?
So when I was living up them sides, at the other side of Erdington, it was like, yeah, I was kind of, because I was between, I moved there when I was 11. I was only there from like 11 to when I was 14, 11 to 14. So I did kind of, felt like I was getting influenced or tempted into certain things. But I'd say that I did remain on the right path just because of how I am. I'm not easy like influenced. So I would say that I did stay on the right path and just.
You seem like quite a driven person.
Yeah.
What was your ambitions as a kid? What did you want to be when you was growing up?
Every young boy's dream, which is to be a footballer. But I my hunger was really high. I didn't start properly playing it. Like I played it throughout school, but I started playing it properly when I got to like 11 years old. So when I joined secondary school, my PE teacher, he set up a football team with some other guys, and I joined the football team and I was playing football from that age. And I started to progress over the years, get better and better and better. And then at one point I felt like I was just at a good level, basically, where I probably could have, had potential to probably go further. But I remember I broke my hand one of the games, the last football game I ever played for a team. I broke my hand, and then by the time I wanted to come back to the team had folded. So I just took gym seriously from that point then. So that was when I was around 18. I just turned 18.
Just before we jump into the gym,
Yeah.
which is quite a big part of your life.
Yeah.
How was you in school? How did you find school?
For me in school, I think I was all right from the beginning to the end. I'd say I'd pretty much act up from like year 7 up to like year 9, year 10. But from year 10 onwards, I just fixed up for the last 2 years, and because I realised I got to get my grades and stuff. But obviously my mum passed away around them times when I was just doing my exams, so didn't really end up getting good grades. But generally talking, I was fine throughout school, to be honest. I wasn't like a naughty kid or nothing.
Sorry to hear about your mum. Do you want to talk about how that impacted you?
Yeah, that's fine. In terms of school life, it was just a weird experience because I was young. You know what I mean? Like you're not really. So how I am now, I'm very like. How can I explain? I'm very like conscious of myself now. I'm very self conscious, so I understand a lot of things. I'm an adult. You know what I mean? Back then, I'm only a kid, so I don't really understand things. So it felt a bit, just a bit of a weird experience. And it was like in school, it would impact me in terms of my grade and stuff and all that kind of stuff. And I did end up going down a bad path for a while to the point where I was getting arrested and I was in cells overnight to the point where my nan was gonna kick me out and send me to Jamaica. Like, so yeah, I was getting that's when I was getting up to no good when my mum passed away and I was heading down a very bad path. So I thought this ain't for me. This is not what I'm like. I'm better than this, and I kind of just packed all of that up and just went full steam ahead with gym and stuff.
It's got to be traumatic.
Yeah.
How did the gym help you? Where did you? Before we get into how the gym helped you, when did you start the gym? Just remind us of that.
Okay, so I started when I was around 17. This is just like in and out every few months. Didn't really, wasn't really serious with it. And then when I got to about 18, I started seeing like good changes. I started noticing I was putting on weight and I was gaining. I was doing what I wanted to do, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I like what I'm doing. People around me had training partners, so it's so easy to stay on board. I was only going college as well, so straight after college, I'm hitting. It was just routine, hitting the gym every day, 6 p.m. straight after college. I'll be there, man, and yeah. So that's when I officially started. So that's when I was 18. I'd say for about a year I was on and off for about a year, and then I just literally stuck to it after that from 18 onwards, and from then till now, I've not took no longer than a week off.
We can tell. Going back to the question that I was going to ask, do you think the gym helped you through that loss? And do you think that was the answer to your trauma in your head as such?
I think yes and no, just because like gym. Okay, one thing that my mom said to me before she did pass away, just like she wanted me to do something that I was very passionate about. That's the one of the things that I can always remember. Obviously, it was football, but then like it's so crazy because I love football. My passion was football, but something just wasn't right, and I felt like it just wasn't for me. So I just literally stopped. Like I loved the game, I loved everything about football, but I just thought to myself, it's not for me. So I decided to stop, and then gym was just calling my name, man. So in terms of the passing and stuff, I think impactful in terms of what my mom used to say to me, you know. And then I kind of use that when I'm training as well. That's one of the things that I do every time I'm training. I think about her, and it makes me continue to have that drive.
So how long have you been in the gym now?
I've been in the gym
Consistently?
consistently, in terms of years. So you can call it, I'd say nearly 10 years, but around 8, 9 now. So what? Yeah, about 8, 9 years now. Yeah, consistently.
And at what point did you realise that you wanted to take the gym seriously and go ahead and compete and become a personal trainer and all them things?
So this was, I'd say, probably 2 years in when I actually started seeing significant differences with my physique and how I was growing. Because a lot of people thought that I was using steroids and unnatural. And it's like, now that I look back and I see them, but back to when I was like 17, 18 and 19, I'm looking like, whoa, I understand what people are seeing now. But yeah, so when I first competed, I didn't originally want to compete. I didn't get into the gym thinking I was going to compete. My original goal was just to put on a bit of size because I just hated being skinny. But yeah, eventually when I did compete, few people had said it, Shaq, why don't you compete? Why don't you try it? And I was like, nah, it's not for me. And then an owner to a show that used to like do shows, he's the owner of a gym as well. He just literally just applied the pressure and was like, do a competition, I'll prep you. So we done like a 6 to 8 week prep. Done my first competition. He taught me how to do the posing, taught me about the diet and stuff, did that. And then I came back the next year and I did it again for a natural competition. And then from there, I kind of just fell in love with the process of that. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, and then personal training wise, I wanted to do that in the first few years, but then compared to when I actually started personal training, something just never felt right. I didn't want to do that. Like, it's better than having any other 9 to 5 that I was doing, but it just wasn't for me. It's just like, I don't think I have the mental capacity for it because it just takes up a lot of a lot of time, and it's just effort, and it's just I don't think I can even do it. Like, and plus I just lost the love for it as well. Instead, I just lost the love for actually just standing there, personal training someone.
So then you turn to online coaching.
Yeah.
Talk me through that process and how you got into that, because I think a lot of people don't understand exactly what online coaching is.
Okay.
Everyone understands the PT process and being with a personal trainer in the gym, motivating you to lift and watching what you're lifting and stuff, or to lose weight. But what is the process of an online coach?
So the process of an online coach is that it's just basically just a pocket personal trainer. So you're not physically there, but everything else is still the same. So you'd get a tailored workout plan, you get a tailored nutrition plan. So everything is literally tailored to this one individual person. You get your full WhatsApp support. It depends. A lot of different online coaches have different things or whatever they have that they offer their services. But it's generally just, workout plan, nutrition plan. They get WhatsApp support, accountability, just different things really. But yeah, that's like the general process. And basically you have like check-ins every week. You can have check-ins once a week, twice a week. But it's often a thing where you'll probably give them a questionnaire to fill out for the check-in. And then you just have a phone call and discuss it, how the week's gone, how you've been feeling, go through small wins, go through everything really, and just kind of set the client up for the incoming week. And then you can make changes to their training program or their nutrition plan based on, them. So you just look for their check-in pictures. You can see like imbalances, for example. You can see different things, just talk to them and just see where you can go with it. And then, so that's how online coaching works. And it's good because you can just travel around the world, be wherever you want. As long as you got your laptop and your phone, it's perfect. So I still wanted to help people, but kind of benefit both of us. Do you know what I mean? As I said, I didn't really want to be tied down to doing 10 clients a day and I'm stuck indoors and I'm like tired and I'm not giving my full energy to certain clients. So that's how I am. Like I'm thoughtful in that sense. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be all happy and jolly in the morning, and then when it gets to like the evening, I'm all tired and I can't even train my client properly. So I'd rather just do it online. I can jump on a Zoom call if I want, support them that way. They can WhatsApp me anytime if they need help. And so I'm still helping them and I still get to do what I'm doing. I can do a lot of other things. You know what I mean? It just helps me to just be very flexible.
So freedom sounds quite important to you.
100%. Because I used to go through, I just hated working where I was working before. If you haven't heard of it, people, Jaguar Land Rover, I was working there. So that was just horrible. The 6 years I was there was a horrible experience. Worst place I've ever worked in my life. So I couldn't wait for the taste of freedom, man.
Well, you got there in the end through hard work.
Did, man.
So for anyone that wants to find your course, it's available right now.
Online coaching, so obviously I do a package. So if anyone wants to jump on board, fill out the questionnaire in my bio and I'll be in contact with you very soon and we'll reach those results, man. But I'm only taking serious clients though, so yeah.
So we'll leave them links in our bio as well. So if you do want to get a course or you do want help from Shaq, just scroll down, go into the description and find the link for the course.
Let's do it.
How important when you're building your career is social media and posting content online?
I think it plays a massive role. And I've only realized over the past couple of years how important it is because, sometimes not all people on social media are going to be your clients, but it does play a massive part. Word of mouth is probably the best thing over anything, I think, over social media, but social media is still very important, I think, for putting out certain bits of content. So now the kind of content that I create compared to when I've now adjusted to putting out content which is going to be of some use to people. So I try to do like informative videos here and there, try to do some short videos, I give tips and advice, and sometimes I do like delve into a bit of my own personal journey as well because people want to see that as well. And then the other parts of it, you're just trying to educate people, giving tips and advice, and man, just look good as well. I guess.
Talking of looking good, a lot of people train for the physical aspect of looking good.
Yeah.
But how important do you think going to the gym and being healthy is for your mind? Because there's a lot of conversation around depression and going to the gym being like the biggest medication. What's your take on that?
I can only say so much because for it even to make sense, you would have to go and actually experience it firsthand. I can't even begin to explain because like you can't explain it. It's just a feeling that you have to experience. So for me, it's just crazy how you can usually when you're in a mood or you're feeling down, a bit of food will help cheer you up, or you go to sleep, you wake up the next day, it's like kind of wears off. But when you hit the gym and you're in the gym, I don't know how. It's just like not even taking out your anger in the gym, nothing to do with that. Just like you working out, it's just I don't. It's just crazy. Just as soon as you release them endorphins, it's crazy. It's just crazy, like the way that you feel. And when you leave the gym, no matter if you've been doing cardio or you've been lifting weights, the feeling that you get after is just nothing that you can explain. So you feel great. You feel great. So I'd always, advise people get in the gym because it does help with your health. So alongside trying to look good and, build your body up, your physique, trying to look good and stuff, that's all cool. But separate to that, the mental side of it is something that I didn't even know about before I started the gym. So when I actually started, looking into the mental side of things and experiencing it firsthand, it's like, okay, this is crazy. Like this is actually doing good for my mental. Like when you leave, you just feel so good. Can't explain it.
It's 2023 now.
Yeah.
And suicide in men is higher than ever.
Yeah.
Do you think them numbers could decrease if men started going to the gym more?
100%. 100%. There's just something about it that you forget all your problems when you're there. Your mind's not thinking about anything else. You're just simply just trying to work out. So spending an hour in there to an hour and a half, it's just crazy, man. The suicide rates would definitely go down 100%. I would always advise anyone, any guy, if they've never been to the gym before as well, just take that leap. Just go for an hour, see how you feel. Just try it, do you know what I mean? Just go. If you got friends that go to the gym, just do it. Just go there, see how it is, and I guarantee I'll feel better, 100%.
So, for someone that wants to look like Shaq, how important is the right diet? Because obviously a lot of the gym is lifting weights.
Yeah.
A lot of what's spoke about is lifting weights.
Yeah.
But having the right diet is also very important.
Yeah, 100%. Having the right diet. The diet's the most important thing when it does come to training and wanting to either build muscle or wanting to lose weight. The diet is the most important thing. It applies to both. Obviously, you have the other factors as well, like sleep, rest, recovery, the training. But most of it goes down in the kitchen and what you eat. Speaking personally, I'm not going to lie to anybody. I was never the best at following a good diet when I was on my gym journey. I was just taking my supplements, eating good here and there. And I didn't really start eating good until I was actually in JLR. And I had like my set meals, and because my nan cooks as well, Caribbean food, I was eating that. So yeah, I was just a growing boy, man. And then now I eat a lot more healthier now, 100% than last time. I hardly even eat any junk food, even though I had a KFC earlier. But yeah, that's like my first piece of junk food in ages. So
I think you work hard enough to deserve it.
Yeah.
When you fully got into bodybuilding,
Yeah.
give me 3 of your inspirations.
In terms of people?
Yeah.
3, Simeon Panda was number 1. Because, people used to say that my physique kind of imitates his in a way. And I'd like to think so in some parts. So Simeon Panda was my number 1. And I'll be honest, I don't even think I have a number 2 or number 3. I just literally, when I was heavily into bodybuilding alone, it was Simeon Panda. I wanted to look like that. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to be huge, man.
I think everyone wanted to look like that. What's 3 things that Shaq hates to see in the gym?
I hate when people just take out loads of weights, and they just throw them on the floor and they just keep them there and they don't put them away. Not putting weights away I hate. Sometimes I won't do it myself, but a lot of the time, people just don't put their weights away. You're just trying to climb over weights. It's horrible. Another thing is people stinking. That's number 1. That is number 1. People that stink in the gym, go home. Because bro, honestly, I get mad. I get mad in the gym. Bro, I'm sorry, I get mad. Because it's like, you shouldn't be coming to the gym smelling, I hear that you come to the gym and you come in to work out, but you shouldn't be coming in the gym smelling. So when guys got their vests on, bro, it is tragic, man. It is tragic. It's a abysmal. It's horrible. That's my number one hate in the gym, when you stink. And then you're sweating as well, which is making it worse. It's horrible. Third one, what can I say? What do I hate to see in the gym? Oh man, it's a difficult one, man. Oh, when I ask someone how many sets they've got left, and they look at me, but they're not even sure how many sets they've got left, and then I'll just say, oh, 5. And doing 5 sets never makes sense. There's no reason you should be doing 5 sets on anything. And there's 5 sets, just, yeah. So they're my 3 main things, I'd say.
Long story short, Shaq's a big guy. Don't be stinking next to him. It's not going to end well for you.
Horrible.
Are you a headphone guy?
100%.
So what's the... If you could pick 3 artists that you listen to whilst you train, or 3 bands or 3 musicians, who are they?
Little Baby's number 1. He gets me differently hyped in the gym. Heady 1. Can't miss a bit of Heady. And K-Trap. That gets me lifting PBs. Yeah.
I understand. What are your ambitions for the future?
For the future? In terms of... Do you mean in terms of gym? Or
just your whole life?
Anything, my whole life? Damn, good question. My ambition is like... You know what? I just want to inspire people, man. I want something where I've got... what's it called now? What's it called when you've got something, man?
Pull.
Nah, not pull. I want some sort of... kingdom, not kingdom, but I'm trying to think of the word. Empire. There we go. Yeah, perfect word. I want like an empire where I've inspired people, or I want to inspire people. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'll find a way. But that's all I want to do. I want to help people achieve their goals, and not, you know what, not even just for fitness, just for life in general, man. Because I feel like I've got a lot to give and I've got a lot to say. Do you know what I mean? In terms of help, just being good to people, man, and just bringing people together.
Well, I think you're well on your way to that with your online course. You're probably helping people now more than you even know, mentally and physically.
100%.
Before you leave us, give us a quote that you live by.
If you don't stop, you can't fail. That's my number 1 quote in life.
You say that one more time.
If you don't stop, you can't fail. Deep it, people.
Perfect. And for anyone that wants to get into fitness, they can hit you up right now. We've put the links in the bio of this video. Yeah. What's your social media in case they want to get...
My social media is Shaq Channer. So I'm on... Yeah, so that's on Instagram. My email is also on there. So send me a DM, or you can just email me and I'll be in touch with you. But get on board while you can, man. The New Year's coming. And yeah, start now while you can.
Shaq's a big lad, but he's here to help. So use him to your advantage.
Oh, man.
That was Shaq Channer. You've been listening to Insight with the Podcast Club. Thank you for your time today. I enjoyed that interview.